Good afternoon, Private Circle, and happy Friday. Listen, I wanted to take just a little bit of your time because I wanted to talk to you all today about how to be comfortable and confident in front of the camera. Now, this is a question that I get asked a lot. And when I tell you it's a lot, trust me, it is a lot. So I have 7 steps that I want to share with you, and I'm going to bid you good day. Number 1, prepare yourself mentally. If you want to get comfortable and confident in front of that camera, you need to prepare yourself mentally. So I don't know how exactly you can do that, but I know for me, I create my notes. I'm going to show you a perfect example. See these note cards right here? These are my notes, and on the back as well, for a video that I did today, today's car conversation, because I do car conversations every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. And so I prepare mentally. I work on my notes. I go and the night before, I read through my notes because I'm preparing myself for what it is that I want to talk about. I even pray over my notes. I don't know about anybody else, but I do. And I pray and ask God to give me not only discernment, but the right words to say that I may be able to encourage somebody in whatever it is that I'm talking about. So you've got to prepare yourself mentally. And when you get ready to do that video, I need you to block everything out of your mind. You can't think about your bills. You can't think about your family, your friends, your neighbors, the weather, who's in the White House, who's not in the White House. You can't think about any of that. That's how you prepare mentally. Number 2, I said practice, practice, and practice some more. If you need to practice, you have your notes. Like I had my notes right here. I could have recorded myself giving this talk right here, and then I can go back and look at my notes. Not look at my note, well, look at my notes, yeah, but I can look at the video and see what I may want to tweak. Maybe I want to leave everything as is and just go with the video that I recorded. But you've got to practice, because practice makes better. I'm not going to say practice makes perfect, because there are no perfect videos. I'm going to tell you a little secret that I found out. When you see perfect videos, a lot of times those videos have been highly edited, because most people are going to say most people are going to stumble over a word. You might even blurt out a word that had nothing to do with what you were talking about. That's just life. But still, practice, practice, and practice some more. Practice being in front of the camera. As a matter of fact, that's how I have decided that I'm practicing. So when I get in front of that big group of people, I'm still confident. Because when I'm talking to you as I am right now, I imagine I'm talking to a room full of people. And I feel just as confident as I can be. But it takes practice. Number 3, record your video in a place that feels comfortable to you. I happen to be in the car because prior to doing this video, I was recording my car conversation. And so this is a comfortable place for me. But I'm also comfortable whether I'm in my studio in my home, or if I'm at my sister's house in my little filming area. To me, it really doesn't matter. But if you're just starting out, I would suggest that you find a place that's comfortable for you. Maybe you have a bench like I do in the front yard, and you feel comfortable sitting on that bench. Wherever it is that you feel comfortable, that's where I want you to do your recording. Number 4, use your notes to help you stay organized. I get asked all the time, Michelle, is it all right to have notes? Should I use a teleprompter? Here's what I'm going to tell you. Teleprompters can be great, but you want to use that once you really get into doing what you're doing, because that teleprompter is scrolling and you got to keep up with it, and you don't have room for error when you have a teleprompter, because the words are going to keep scrolling. And what will happen is if you miss a sentence, it's going to throw off everything else after that. It's not going to make sense because you're missing sentences here and there. So what I would suggest is you can take a piece of paper. I know for me, like I said, I love my note cards. You see the stuff I have highlighted, that's the stuff that I want to really unpack. After I go through all of my notes, you can use bullet points. These are quotes. That's why they're all written out. But if I'm using bullet points, you can do that. You can just write down, like I'm using for this, 1 through 7, and talk from there. It doesn't matter. You can have notes. Don't let anybody tell you, no, you need to see, there we go with the you need to memorize whatever it is you want to talk about. You don't have to do that, sweetie. It's all right to have notes. Now, I would say don't bring a novel with you, but it's all right to have your notes, and you can refer to your notes. Just like now, I've written down these 7 things, but I can, kind of talk about it as I go along. But the 7 key things I wanted to remember, yes, I did write them down. Number 5, look your best. So when you get in front of that camera, I want you to make sure that you've checked yourself in the mirror. Check once, check twice, check 3 times if you have to. You want to make sure you don't have any nostril visitors, as I like to call them. You want to make sure you don't have any food in your teeth. You don't have any crust in the corner of your mouth and any crust on your eyes. Put your makeup on. Get yourself all situated so you're looking good, looking presentable. Give your best to the camera. Now, the beauty of it is I'm doing this video. Yes, my sports bra I just realized was showing just a little bit, but that's all right because it doesn't have to be perfect. But you don't know what I'm wearing for other than what you can see up here. So no one's going to really care about that. But if you want to get suited up, hey, suit on up. Otherwise, just make sure the parts that your audience is going to see is looking good. That means your hair is not looking like you just got out of the bed. Or, as a friend of mine always says, walking around looking like a booger wolf. We don't want that. Comb your hair. Put on a little lip gloss because we don't want you talking and your lips are dry and ashy, because now what's going to happen is your audience is going to be focused on how dry and ashy your lips are and less on what you're actually talking about. Number 6, focus more on what you have to say and a little less on you. So when I said that, most people want to hear what you have to say and they don't really care about your outfit. So don't overthink what you're going to wear. Don't overthink whether or not you need your nails done, unless your hands are going to be all up in the video. Don't overthink that, oh God, I need my pedicure done or my nails done or my pants have a hole in the knee, because guess what? The audience can't see that. They're listening to what's coming out of your mouth. So just make sure what the audience can see. Well, actually, they came to hear what you have to say. So you want to make sure you nail that down. And then you can work on the other stuff. That is important. But if you're looking like a dressed up doll with nothing to say, then you wasted my time for 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes or however long you've been talking. So focus more on what you're going to share with people. Make sure it has some value to it. So not only do you look good, but you've given some value. And number 7, it's okay if you mess up. I talked about how the perfect videos that you see, trust me, they have been edited over time. So it's all right if you stumble over a word. It's all right if you, sometimes when I write down my notes, sometimes I can't read my own handwriting and I may stumble over a word and I go, what in the world is this supposed to say? Because I left something out. It's all right. It's not the end of the world. You want to focus on bringing value to those individuals that are going to listen to your video. That's what I strive to do every time I step in front of that camera. If you know me, I'm a certified life coach. And so my goal is to motivate people. I like to call myself a motivational speaker. So when I get in front of that camera, I'm here to motivate you or to educate you in some way, shape, or form. I'm not worried about whether or not I have on a summer color nail polish and it's in the fall or vice versa. That's irrelevant because you didn't come here for that. And if I say I try not to, because I'm a product of Toastmasters. I try not to say but if I do, it's not the end of the world. My very first time, I'm gonna tell you this, I'm gonna let you be. My very first time doing a YouTube video, it took me 26 tries to get it right. You know why? Because if I said if I said or use any filler words, if I stumble over a word, I said, nope, can't use that, delete. And I had to keep charging up my camera because I wanted it to be perfect. I thought it had to be perfect. And as I went on, I realized it doesn't have to be perfect because people still got value out of what I shared, even if I did use a filler word. Now, I will say this, if you have a habit of using filler words every other word and during a span of a 5-10 minute conversation you said 50 times, that's a problem. That is a huge problem, and you really want to work on that. Try to get conscious of not saying it at all if you can, but at least cut it down, because that's just way too many times. It really is. It makes people think you're not sure of yourself, or you're not sure of the material that you presented. Maybe you didn't really study, or you don't know what it is you're talking about, and you're just trying to fill in to have something to say. So try to cut that out if you do it habitually, because some people do. Love y'all, mean it, but you need to work on that, okay? So you guys, that's it. Let me do a quick recap and I'm gonna let you be. I talked about how to be comfortable and confident in front of the camera. Number 1, I said prepare yourself mentally. Number 2, I said practice, practice, and practice some more. Number 3, I said record your video in a place that feels comfortable to you. If you do not feel comfortable recording in a crowded place, then don't do that. At least that's starting off anyway. Number 4, use your notes to help you stay organized. I have notes for this. I would not suggest a teleprompter if you're just starting off, because you want to get to that, gradually get to that point when you really feel comfortable and confident. Number 5, I said look your best. That means you want to make sure your hair's not looking like you just got out of the bed. Put on a little makeup. I'm not saying you have to overdo it and look like Susie the Circus Clown. Not saying that at all, but put on a little lip gloss, maybe a little eyeshadow, some little eyeliner. Men, if you choose to wear makeup, that's on you. I don't discriminate. But you just want to make sure your clothes are presentable. Your clothes should not look like you just got them out of the dirty clothes hamper and they're all wrinkled up. Look presentable. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Number 6, focus more on what you have to say and a little less on you. So yes, you do want to look presentable, but I don't want you to get so focused on it that you don't put in the time that's needed with your presentation, because that's what I'm coming for, to hear what you have to say. Doesn't matter whether you're wearing a Versace shirt or you're wearing a Dooney and Burke shirt. It doesn't matter to me. I really don't care one way or the other. I've come to hear your presentation. And number 7, I said it's okay if you mess up, because guess what? Nobody's perfect. The only perfect videos have been truly edited. Now, here's your bonus, because I always like to give a bonus. Here's your bonus. Be careful of your surrounding. And I say that because I've seen people do videos. The content was great, but you threw me off because you had all this junk behind you. Boxes stacked up, and if you know me, I have a touch of OCD. They weren't even stacked neatly, but they were stacked up. And then on top of that, you had clothes, or you had somebody sashaying back and forth behind you in the video. Be careful of your surrounding. When I'm in the house and I get ready to record my video, I let everybody know I'm recording. Give me an hour. Please do not call my name. Do not come up into my area wherever I'm filming, because I don't want to have to start this video over. Make sure your area is free of fleas as well, but free of clutter, because I promise you that is what's called eye noise. And if you take my training, I go more into depth about what eye noise is, but you want to eliminate as much eye noise as possible. You guys, that's it. I hope something I share with you helps you to be confident as you get in front of that camera and start putting out content on your social media platforms. Let me know if you're already doing that so I can check out your stuff. Listen, I love you all to the moon and back. You know the drill. You know my spiel. There's nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing that you can do about it, because I love you all and I want you all to succeed. Go out there and start recording your videos. Until next time, take care.